I'm going through this time in my life where I'm looking back, regretting, feeling sentimental, nostalgic, thinking what could have been or what might have made that difference. And I was thinking about a specific night, kind of like my date with destiny. It was 1991-ish, and I was having a one-man exhibit in a nightclub called Rex on 6th Avenue and 16th Street, and there were my paintings hanging. I should know because I hung them myself with the help of an assistant that I paid about $45 to help me out. It was my opening night at a nightclub, and there were my paintings all around. And people are moseying about, ultra trendy, and there's some champagne being served, and I'm thinking, geez, if only something magical could happen. And then something magical did happen, because in came, with her entourage, Brooke Shields, none other than Brooke Shields, of Endless Love fame, of Calvin Klein jeans fame. And I thought, oh my, I can't believe this. And she starts walking past me, and I said, Ivan, you got to step up to the plate, in my mind. So I said, hello, Brooke. I'm Ivan, and these are my paintings, and how are you? And she looked around and said, oh, they're very nice. And I made some small talk, and then I said to myself, Ivan, make something exciting happen. So I step up to the plate, Ivan. So I said, would you mind if I sketched you? I just happen to have some markers on me. I always had my trusted, my pockets full of my lapel jacket, filled with felt tip markers. I must have smelled like the fumes of the markers, but I didn't care. It was cologne to me. I was used to it. And she said, sure. And there was always a sketch pad near me. Somehow, magically, there were always sketch pads around me wherever I went. So I grabbed this big sketch pad. She sat down on one of the tables, and people were looking, and there was Brooke Shields. And I started drawing her in my way with bright colors and very pop art. And I finished it in 4 minutes flat. And I said, there it is. And she said, oh, thank you so much. And then that was it. I thought, my God, this is going to end. I got to make a way to continue with Brooke Shields. And I said, Ivan, you got to step up to the plate. So I said, how about this? Why don't we dance? I couldn't believe I actually said it. But then she looked at me and she said, sure. So we went up the steps to the dance floor area on the second floor. It's kind of small. The music's pounding, and I started dancing, with Brooke Shields. And she's dancing, and I'm dancing. And I said to myself, Ivan, you got to step up to the plate, make something even more magical happen. So I reached out my hand for her, and she took my hand, and I reached out my other hand, and then I said, Ivan, do the European disco style dancing that you learned when you were 16 years old from another 16-year-old girl who taught you how to do Euro disco dance. So we're starting to go like this. I'm dancing with Brooke Shields. I'm holding both her hands. And then I said to myself, do the full dance, the full choreography. And I went, whoa, and I turned Brooke Shields around, and she spun around, and we continued. And then I did the other one where I turn around, and then I did a really weird one where we're both going this way, and then we're both going that way, and she was with me the whole way, and she's holding my hand. And so I said, now it's time for the special dance move, for experts only, for the advanced. And I reached behind, I signaled for her to grab my hand from behind, and I turn around, and she turns around, and I twist around that way, and she's facing away, and I turn her 1, 2, 3, spin her 1, 2, 3, and she's back, and we are European disco dancing. It's the only dance that I know. It was unbelievable. So then, the dance finally finished, and I said to myself, Ivan, step up to the plate, make something magical happen. And so I said to her, Brooke, could I have your phone number and maybe ask you out sometime? I actually said that to Brooke Shields. And luckily her mother wasn't around. And she said, sure. She said yes to me. And so I brought out my felt tip Pilot black marker, and I grabbed, a sketch pad paper, which, like I said, there was always a sketch pad where they must have floated around me because they were always there. And she wrote on this big piece of paper, Brooke Shields, and a phone number. She said, give me a call. I went white. I was in a cold sweat. I couldn't believe it. So then she, made her way and said, nice to meet you, and gave you a European-style kiss on each cheek. And she left with her entourage and her bodyguards and her people, and Brooke Shields was gone. Well, I got a standing ovation from all my friends and everyone that was there. They couldn't believe my guts. And And so thrilled, I hung out a little bit longer at my own party, and then I was starved. It was the energy that I expended dancing with Brooke Shields, and I went to the Korean deli on the corner of 16th, and I got my usual salad bar stuff, and the potato salad and the coleslaw, and some sushi that they had made, and I brought it home, ate it. Well, it wasn't long before I got food poisoning, and it kicked in, and it was like, excuse me. Somehow I made it through the night. I passed out. I woke up the next day, pulled myself together, and I said, well, at least, I may have died last night, but at least I have Brooke Shields' phone number. And I went to look for it, and I couldn't find Brooke Shields' phone number anywhere. I searched high and low, under my loft bed, under the couch. I moved the couch myself with Herculean strength. I looked under my bathtub shower. I had this Parisian-style bathtub shower that was, like a big old tub. I hunted everywhere in that apartment. I threw all my clothes out of the drawers. I looked in the clothes that I was wearing. I checked my jean pockets, my wallet. I mean, it was a big piece of paper. How could I have lost it? But the truth was, I had lost Brooke Shields' phone number, and I would never be able to call her. So all I can say is, it could have been me and not Agassi. I mean, look at me. You see the similarity? It could have been me and not Agassi. But at least, looking back, at least I danced European dance with Brooke Shields, and a turn and a twist. Come on, grab my hand, turn around. Okay, I got you. With Brooke Shields. It was fantastic. And that's how I danced with Brooke Shields for an evening.